and that brings me to you brought this to my mind, and I never heard this before. Bread and circuses.
Bread and
And when you
circus.
just and when you described it to me, bread in the circus, I thought about Gladiator. Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
So explain
Threw the
explain
sword
that.
at him and spit on him too. Are you not entertained? That was taught to me by a friend, a dear friend of mine, and we've been talking for some years now. And he had said something years ago, and I said, what do you mean?" He was like, "Freaking bread." And so this is probably 2012 or so, 2013. And he said,
Mhm.
"Man, this whole thing is a bunch of bread. It's nothing but bread and circus." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And he sat down and explained it to me.
Ain't
And
that
I was
every
like,
job?
I know, right? My mouth was just wide open. I was just like, wow. I was like, "Where'd you get that from?" And he was like, "It's from it's a Roman term, and we can look it up, eventually." But that's one of the reasons. Remember, you brought up the movie Gladiator, and remember when
It was
the
not to
emperor,
cut you off, Queez, but it came from the remark came from a Roman named Satirus Juvenal. Satirus, Satirist, Juvenal, Juvenal. So you're right. It is a
yeah,
Roman term.
but remember when part of the Gladiator when he became emperor, Jacques Phoenix character, he became the emperor Caesar of Rome. And the first thing he said he was gonna do was open up.
Joaquin Phoenix.
The first thing he said he was gonna do is open up the coliseums again, and they're gonna have games and stuff like that. And
I remember that part.
one of the senators said, "I think he's smarter than you give him." He was like, one of the senators was bashing him for it, and then the other one was like, "I think he's smarter than we
Give
think."
him credit for.
Give him he's gonna give him blood. He's gonna give him games. He's gonna keep him entertained, and they're gonna love him for it. And basically, he was saying that he can do anything right in front of your face, right under your noses, and you
Wow.
won't even realize it if you just keep them fed and keep them entertained. Bread and
Wow.
circus. And I
And I
believe that's the world we're living in right now. You keep us fed, keep us entertained. If anything pop off, just heighten the entertainment and heighten the circus, and just keep giving us bread, and we'll just keep on
so
falling in line.
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, quiz. I want to see if this works. When I say American sports, what's the first league that pops in your head, or first American sport that pops up in your head out of the major sports in
Basketball,
America?
basketball,
Basketball. See,
football, kind of equal.
yeah, yeah. For me, I would say basketball. It's funny how basketball and football has about 70 plus African American, so-called African American Hebrews on teams. But the first thing that popped up in my head was NFL. NFL grosses more money than I think basketball and baseball put together, and that sport is modeled after gladiator sports, after Roman sports. And I think it's so funny that when COVID was going on, when monkeypox was going on, Ebola, anything that could make the people panic was going on, you still had sports. You still had football. I mean, the stadium was empty. The basketball arenas were empty, but they were still playing. No mask on. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I love how this website put it, collinsdictionary.com. They describe bread and circuses as something as extravagant entertainment offered as an expedient means of pacifying discontent or diverting attention from a source of grievance.
Hmm. Yeah. That's pretty accurate.
Man,
Averting attention from a source of grievance. What's the first thing when you have a death in the family? What's the first thing they do once the burial?
we
So
eat
you
repass.
put them in the ground. You put somebody in the ground. They
Mhm.
comfort you, and everybody eats. You know.
So that's that. I think out of everything we just said, I think government entertainment. What's the analogy you gave, or how did you break down that word entertainment, Queez? Oh, don't break up now.
Entertainment.
Hey,
I
you
ain't
gotta
breaking
say it
up.
again, Queez.
Entertainment. Did
Say
you
it
hear me?
again.
Entertainment.
Please elaborate, young sir.
Man, you asking me to go back in time when I wrote that. That was it's just television. Tell you how to envision. It tells a lie and tells you how to vision. I got that a long time ago when I was thinking about some things.
And it
And I was just
enters
writing
and
entertainment.
tames men. That's
Right.
entertainment.
Yeah. That's what it is to me.
So true.
That's what it is to me. And I'm not saying, man,
Now,
don't
wait,
get me wrong.
let's
I'm
go a
not
little deep, Quiz. So when you say, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm just so excited. When you say enter and tame men, are you referring to if they keep us entertained, we can't revolt or rebel because we're tamed?
I'm not trying to revolt and I'm not trying to rebel. What I'm trying to do is edify. How can you edify yourself when you have so much entertainment, so much comfortability, so much what's the word? Convenience. When everything is convenient and everything is I give you a perfect example. I was organizing my files today on my computer and I pressed the button for the i what's that? The iTunes. And on the top of the phone it said over I don't know 300 million songs, unlimited. Try the first 3 months for free, and it instantly popped into my head. Unlimited downloads. That's what it was. 300 million, so over 300 million plus songs, unlimited downloads, and I was like, I don't want that because not everything not in the world that we're living in right now it seems like everything is unlimited. There's no limit, there's no line for nothing.
Right.
But that's self-discipline, and I'm not saying I'm whatever holier than anybody, but I'm just saying like certain things in my life I don't want unlimited anything. It's certain things that I want to draw the line. I don't need 300 million
You have to have
songs.
boundaries.
You gotta have boundaries.
You have to have a hedge of
And if
protection.
anything is unlimited, how far do you go if something's unlimited? Can somebody really listen to 300 million, I'm sorry, plus songs? Can you really have that many unlimited downloads? And it's just a bunch of data and stuff like that. So I'm not saying that. I just say that to say this, like, and I'm not saying don't watch football. I'm not saying don't watch sports. What I'm saying is that I think we have to get back to a point where we just start studying more. We can't, everybody wants change, but nobody wants to change. You know what I'm saying? You got the whole Kyrie thing, and if anybody speaks out that's under contract as far as an athlete, it's kind of like I can't help but think about the whole the Willie Lynch syndrome thing. Keep the body. You don't mind if this guy shoots 66% and have 11 steals in a game, and he's leading the league in this and has this RBI. That's all good. People make money off of that in gambling and all these
Right.
sports things. You know what I mean? Those
Sports
DraftKings
betting.
and all that stuff. I remember they came out with the whole draft thing. Who's going to get picked, this, that, and the other. So, I instantly think about that. Keep the
Like
body,
they,
keep the
it's like
body, and destroy the mind.